This is Shred, and one thing I know for certain is that the battle between Metallica and Megadeth will never end. Now, the war for thrash metal dominance began when Dave Mustaine was kicked out of Metallica in the early 1980s. In this video, I'll compare 3 songs from each band to determine once and for all who the true lords of thrash metal are. Now, here's the deal. You can win the war against yourself by learning music theory and songwriting in my free Discord community. That's down below in the description. Direct mentoring from me and a place to hang out, plus all my courses and tabs. Now, let's be honest, preference in music is subjective to some extent. That's why I'll be using metrics like taste, tone, and technique to evaluate the quality of each offering. Now, according to our AI overlords at ChatGPT, the most popular songs from each band are Enter Sandman and Symphony of Destruction. Question is, which song slaps harder? 1991, live in Moscow, one of the biggest rock concerts ever. That very well may be one of the greatest builds in all of metal. Now, Enter Sandman leverages that flat 5 or the devil's interval. Build in Enter Sandman is incredible. It has this tremendous repetition and development formula. The dynamics are insane, how it gets soft and then loud. There's pedal tones, modulation. Let's compare that with Symphony of Destruction. Now, Symphony of Destruction is no joke either. It's got this really heavy riff in the Phrygian mode. That's why we have this flat 2nd degree F. Now, in conclusion, Enter Sandman is the clear winner here. Song structure is more dynamic, keeping you engaged the entire time. Symphony has a strong riff and a catchy chorus, but it becomes repetitive and predictable by the end. Let's move on to the battle of the ballads. We're going to take Nothing Else Matters versus A Tout Le Monde. Don't give me that face, Lars. Here's Nothing Else Matters. Starts with that arpeggio, E minor arpeggio. It's very classically inspired. Combination of just the melody with the guitar part and an arpeggio going on. Yeah, it's just like legit classical guitar arrangement. The lyrics have this universal relatability. The message is to stay true to yourself no matter what the world throws at you. Now let's have a listen to A Tout Le Monde.
Don't remember where I was. I realized life was a game.
What a powerful and chilling image here of Dave Mustaine's tombstone being etched out. Holding hands, jumping into the grave. What a potent concept. Tout Le Monde by Megadeth. It's in the key of F sharp minor, which is a little bit different. Kind of cool right out of the gate. And you get these really cool arpeggios starting with an F sharp minor chord. You got the root, the 5th, and then the 3rd. Really cool voicing. It's very pianistic. And then there's a line cliche that just descends down from there, that open low E string. And then it surprises us by going up to B. Kind of like a B7-ish sound. And then here's the real surprise, this flat 2, which is a G major. So in the key of F sharp minor, that G is a bit jarring. It's indicative of the Phrygian mode. Very cool sound though. Now, in conclusion, I'm going to give this to Nothing Else Matters. Not an easy decision. A Tout Le Monde has cool guitar parts and very touching lyrics. Simply not enough to beat the incredible arrangement that Metallica came up with and the deeply insightful, relatable lyrics. So let's move on to the best overall track from each band. This is the song that's most indicative of their style. Now, Master of Puppets by Metallica pretty much is the blueprint for thrash metal as a genre. It uses pedal tones or repeated pitches to establish a tonal base. It also uses the Devil's Scale, which is the chromatic scale. Every single one of the frets on the low E string here I'm highlighting. You can see that's just going straight down the chromatic scale. Lord Satan was very pleased when the boys wrote this track. Now let's listen to Tornado of Souls by Megadeth and compare that with the epic Master of Puppets thrash metal opus. Some say he sounds like a strangled goose. That's why we love you, Dave. Now, Tornado of Souls uses the Dave scale, what I call the Dave scale. What is the Dave scale? Well, it's basically like the minor pentatonic scale, but with the added second degree right here. You can see he basically, it's really like the blues scale because you have the flat 5 degree right here. So Dave was thinking out of this pentatonic box or blues box shape on the 7th fret. But then he added this note, the second degree, and also that note, the flat 5. Now, in conclusion, I got to keep it 1,000. This victory goes to Megadeth and Tornado of Souls. The riffs are pounding and relentless. The solo is simply godlike. Now, don't get me wrong, Puppets is certainly a powerful track, but it falls short of the blistering energy Souls has to offer. Now, which band is better in your opinion? But here's the deal. You have to give me a good reason to support your position. Think about my metrics of taste, tone, and technique. As for me, I'd rather listen to the greatest song of all time.